Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Norse Pantheon. Today we are doing a god that everyone freaking knows, mainly. Mainly a lot of this is because of the movie Thor. Unfortunately there will be some pictures with Thor, especially this intro picture. Because of that movie, a lot of the pictures of Loki and Thor and Odin and Hate that we done, they've all been replaced with these movie photos. Well, anyhow, I've done my best to not do the movie photos. So anyhow, God Loki, when people hear the word Thor, Odin, or Loki, they automatically know who they are without even knowing much about Norse mythology. But anyhow, you know, it's probably been promoted more with the movie though too. But anyhow, this is God Loki. I know that my friend Mystic is definitely going to comment on this. I'm not saying I know everything about Loki. This is just research that I've done. I'm putting links to research that I've done below as I go along. So anyhow, this is God Loki, and here is his names. His titles. I'll turn the names and spellings. God of Mischief. God of Fire. God of the Underworld. Sacred Animal. Hyena. Red. Orange. Yellow. Black. God of Fire. April Fools. Sun. Or Father. Frost King. Fourth Mother. Frost Queen. Father is God Odin. Father of the gods. Mother. Frigga. Mother of the gods. Well, there's a lot of information there that we showed about God Loki. God Loki is actually, there's more to Loki than what people think. all of a sudden they just think, oh, God of Mischief. Actually, he's a very important dignity in the Norse. Basically, he is related to Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. That we saw there, of all that, we did see that he had two parents. He had his birth parents and his foster parents, which technically Odin and Frigga were his rightful parents because of Odin adopting him when he killed the frost giants in the beginning. He actually took him in as his own. So for me, that would be his family. But Loki was always an extremely jealous god. He was always jealous of his brother, Thor. He felt Thor got more attention than anything. So that's mainly why he went in looking for his original parents, thinking that he was different than everyone else. And again, him being God of Mischief, he always played pranks, and that can go with jealousy. And actually, the more part of mischief was that we also saw that he was God of Fire in the underworld. Which was a story to that we saw down below of his one son that was on the snake, like bent over the stones of the snake, can't pronounce the names. He was put there because to punish Loki and bound him to the underworld. His one brother, the snake that we saw, pinned him against the rocks and killed him, somehow bounding Loki to the underworld. Now, I do not have all the aspects on that story. There was a very short description of it. But basically, that's how he also became God of the Underworld, because he was bound to the Underworld. Eventually, you know that he will escape to create Ragnarok. His sacred animal is no surprise to me, it being the hyena. Because jokester, he's a jokester, so he's definitely gonna have an animal which is like him. His sacred colors actually surprised me. I would think it would be green, but again, that is probably from the movies that we're talking about, that his sacred color was green. I mean, that's movies, and also you can think that Loki actually is God of Fire, but he also has, I guess, the potential of water, but he actually is, it's this fire. And as we saw that a lot of this is related to him having fire elements and stuff like that. Because not only was he God of fire, of course his element would be fire. And not only that, his associated planet that we saw was the sun, which is also fire. And his representation is fire. So he's big on fire. And then his wife, his one wife that we will say, because I can't pronounce her name, as you saw, was a goddess of fire, basically, from what you saw there. She could have been goddess up, I'm not sure, but the one wife was a fire. And the other wife we saw was an ice giant. And then we had a regular one, which probably was from Asgard. So with those three combined, we came out with his children. One was, I can't pronounce the one, but I'll name a couple that are very important that you see in this picture of him being the brings Ragnarok, the serpent, which you see there behind him, and then his other person, oh shoot, the snake and the werewolf, the wolf, which is his daughter. She was actually the very first werewolf in history. So that's where we get werewolves from. She's the very first of the werewolves. And she is a big part of the end of the times during Ragnarok. And if you've actually seen Thor the Reckoning, they did bring her in to show her a little bit. But it's Hollywood, you know. So anyhow, we look at that. And then there was a very important goddess that we saw that I am going to do later on in the Norse Pantheon here. It was goddess Hela, goddess of the underworld, and she is very important goddess, which we will get to later on. And we also have one of his children, which was goddess of Ash, which you can see there with the ash on her face. Sorry I can't pronounce the names. I don't want to butcher them. And then I went over his one son on. So basically, that's in a nutshell of Loki that I know. Of course, if you have any other information that you want to provide me, any other links that I can add into this, would be very highly appreciated. And I hope you all have a blessed evening. God bless.